On episode 210 of He Said, She Said Movie Reviews, we take a look at the movie Free Guy. Welcome to He Said, She Said Movie Reviews. This is the podcast where a happily married couple with similar but different movie tastes take a quick, spoiler-free look at the movies, helping you make the right decision before your next movie. I'm your host, Tim.
And I'm April.
So we finally get around to seeing the movie Free Guy. So what do you give this one, April?
Honestly, a 2.5. I did not enjoy this movie.
Okay. For me, this was a 3-star movie. We'll tell you all about it right after these two trailers. So the first trailer is, and I can't wait to see this movie, is The Many Saints of Newark. This is a look at the formative years of New Jersey's gangster, Tony Soprano. Yes, that's right, a prequel for The Sopranos. I can't wait for this. It's got a release date of October 1st, 2021.
Woo-hoo!
It's got Vera Farmiga, Billy Magnussen, and this is the really cool part. Michael Gandolfini is playing the young Tony Soprano. That's right. James Gandolfini's, if you haven't heard, James Gandolfini's son.
Amazing.
Is playing him.
I cannot wait.
I'm sure that was a rush for Michael.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see this.
All right. So the second one was for Dune, which is the third adaptation of Frank Herbert's science fiction classic. And this comes out, it's got a release date right now of October 22nd, 2021, and it stars Zendaya, Jason Momoa, Timothée Chalamet, and a whole host of others. So I'm a huge Dune fan. It was one of my favorite books as a kid, so I can't wait to see this adaptation of it. So.
All righty. Okay, the storyline for Free Guy. A bank teller discovers that he's actually in an NPC inside a brutal open-world video game. The director is Shawn Levy, known for Stranger Things, Night at the Museum 1, 2, and 3, and Date Night. Writers, one of them who I really like, Matt Lieberman. He's known for Christmas Chronicles 1 and 2, Scooby, and the Addams Family, and Zach Penn, known for Ready Player One, The Avengers, and The Incredible Hulk. Alrighty, a few of the cast, of course, Ryan Reynolds, Jodie Comer, Lil Rel Howery, and Joe Keery.
This movie had a runtime of 115 minutes, and it was rated PG-13 for strong fantasy violence throughout, language, and crude suggestive references.
Okay, and it was loud. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I don't do computer games. So those of you that do and just hear that and me at the beginning are probably going to throw out my review. That's okay. This movie was so loud, honestly, I had to cover my ears several times.
I have to ask, April, do you even know what an NPC is?
You know what? Of course I do. Okay. Now, that's just ridiculous. However, I want to say that I was dragged to this movie. The reason it took us so long to see it, and I kept hearing, because I love Ryan Reynolds, of course. And what's the one you dragged me to last time?
Hitman's Bodyguard's Wife?
No, the one before that I loved. I was even more in love with than that. Anyway, I love Ryan Reynolds, but you're going to love it. You're going to love this movie. So I gave in to this movie instead of another one, and no, I did not love it.
Deadpool, that's the one I couldn't remember.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, you love Deadpool. So.
Yeah. So anyway,
okay,
here we go.
So, all right, the theme of this movie is pretty much the importance of individuality. I think that was what they were trying to get across on this. Since you only give it 2.5 stars, I'll let you dive in.
It's not the acting or the characters. That was fine. I think that for me, it just, I don't know. I just never got it. I mean, yes, did I laugh at some of the dialogue? Of course. But I just thought it was drudgery. I did. There's just no other word. My ears hurt. I kept watching. I mean, I love the friendship between Ryan Reynolds and his friend in the movie. That made me laugh a lot because I love that guy. But it just, for me, I don't know if I expected something different, but it never turned the corner for me, ever.
No, I hear you. I think, and we usually cover the story arc down at the end. I thought the story arc for this movie was just okay. It wasn't.
Right. We talked about that.
It wasn't this great. There wasn't this great, even though it's about individuality and everything, and this character who is a non-player character becoming sentient, basically, and becoming an individual and everything.
Right.
It really didn't have that much of a story arc.
Right. Now, I will say something. I did like the ending. Of course, we don't do spoilers, but I actually didn't see that coming.
I thought the acting was fine. I mean, it's a Ryan Reynolds movie.
Right.
Yeah, that's what you get.
The direction was good.
The direction was great.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the score to the movie.
No.
And this is where, and then now we're going to start talking about where the movie actually shines. When we start talking about cinematography, production design, and special effects. That's what this movie was.
Right.
This movie was an eye candy movie.
Yes, it was.
What I like to call an eye candy movie. I thought the cinematography, for a movie that was probably 99% green screen.
That is true.
I thought the special effects, of course, all the CGI in this movie, which was tons of CGI.
Right.
I thought all this was great, and I really enjoyed it.
They did a great job with that.
Like I said, it was good for the eye candy. The special effects are good. The fights, all the guns, the explosions, everything was great. So, but the story, not so great.
No. And editing, again, normal. And the pace, it did move along well. That's it. I don't want someone to think because of my review that the pace wasn't okay or that the dialogue wasn't funny. It was. I think it was the story a little bit.
Yeah, the story was just. It wasn't there. There was no story, basically. I mean, it was kind of silly. I mean, it was a little what if, computer AI became sentient. Okay, all right, whatever.
What if is a good way to kind of put it.
I thought the dialogue was funny in this movie.
It was, but, and I did laugh.
If you like Ryan Reynolds and his dialogue and the way he delivers, you like it for that. I mean, there's some funny stuff here. There's some funny lines in here, but don't expect some Oscar-winning storyline type of movie. It's just
no.
This is one of those that if you have a nice TV at home, you could wait for it to see it on home. Because
absolutely, and again, they did a great job with the casting. They did a great job with the dialogue. And I too really enjoyed all the CGI. That's somebody somewhere did a lot of work and did a good job. But in the end, if the story isn't there, I mean, someone's just not going to get up and cheer.
Right. No, I agree. And once again, I think the story is where this movie falls short.
Yeah. But for a lot of people, love this movie. I mean, we have my daughter's friends. We have a neighbor. One of my dearest friends loved this movie and couldn't believe I did not share the sentiments.
Well, that goes back to the whole thing. If you like Ryan Reynolds and his comedic delivery,
and I like him a lot,
then you could like this movie. But you also have to be engrossed in the story. The story has to suck you in, and I don't think the story in this movie sucks anybody in.
No. But I'm glad we got to go and support Ryan Reynolds. But that's just this movie. There's a lot of good stuff coming up that I absolutely loved. So.
All right. So this is Free Guy. April gives this movie 2 to 2.5 stars, and I give it 3 stars.
All right. Well, we sure appreciate everybody out there. We have been hearing from so many of you. We have clickbait next to record and to share with you. And thank you so much. Many of you are really pressuring us in a great way to make sure that as the movies come out, we also consider streaming, which we do, from series to movies. And we will keep making sure that we're doing a little bit of everything.
All right. So thanks a lot. We really appreciate you taking your time to listen to the podcast. And if you haven't already done so, please tell a friend about it. That's how we grow.
Please tell a friend, and thank you so much for your support. And we really appreciate it. Stay safe and healthy, and we'll see you at the movies.
See you at the movies.